Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
Activated.
What's up? Welcome back to another edition here on the Boxing Biz Podcast Show. That's right, covering the latest and greatest in boxing news. And we got a full weekend full of boxing starting today, Friday, right? We got the ProBox TV main event. You got my man Yakubov versus Foster III. Co-main event, Castillo versus Bunch. That's Shenard Bunch. And my luck, why is my doorbell ringing? Now I gotta leave y'all with AB for like 2 seconds. Like, damn.
He got cooked! He got cooked!
All right, let's see what's going on.
Told everybody is gonna get cooked. 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 Told everybody is gonna get cooked.
Damn, I had y'all with the everybody's gonna get cooked back to back. Gosh, why is like, I don't know. There's always something for me to do. There's always something taking my time or my attention when I'm trying to come on mic and just have a chill podcast episode. I know that was somebody right now that just rang my doorbell just to try to get in. I don't know you, man. Damn. But anyways, yeah, I want to thank everybody, too, for tuning in. Like I was saying before, we have a full schedule of boxing. And we do have some ProBox TV matchups happening tonight at 7:30. This is taking place, of course, at in Lakeland, Florida, at the RP Funding Center. And it's Friday boxing, Friday night fight boxing. I love it. I can't talk enough about all the shows, right, that are out there giving us boxing. So where's my little dog before? Yo, another thing I got to be careful now, too, is when I roll my chair. Because my little dog be at my feet. And if I roll over his tail, it's bad news. Again, we got a ProBox TV card tonight. You know how we do the Better Betting Show here on the Boxing Biz. We do the Better Betting Show usually on Thursdays for Friday's fights. But last night, it just, I got caught up. And I said to myself, I'm doing the homework. So might as well do the Better Betting Show for Friday fights, which is today, right now. So, fights are still at, a long ways out, 7:30 at night, Eastern time. So we can get a good grip. About 7 hours from now, actually. It's 8 p.m., excuse me. It looks like they changed it. I did see 7:30 before. So it's at 8 p.m., and you can catch it on the ProBox TV YouTube channel and catch these fights. There's money to be made here, man. Depending on how much risk you want to go ahead and put in. There is some ways, right, to make this money. Show me the money. And I'll be showing you guys my bet slip, let you know what bets I put out, and let's see what comes back, man. There is a betting show tomorrow also for Saturday's fights. And we all know who's fighting this weekend is Moses Itama versus Dillian White, right? And everybody else that's on that undercard, you got, Raymond Forward versus Abram Nova. You got Philip Herkovich versus David Adelaide. I thought I heard my doorbell again. So we have a full fight card on Saturday. And we have, of course, a betting show for that tomorrow. So we'll hold on that, even though we're probably going to ride into the 3 o'clock Eastern time weigh-in for Moses Itamo and Dillian White. and we'll continue to kick it through there. So yeah, we're gonna be on for a little bit. So anybody that's tapping in with us, appreciate y'all for spending your time here. Make sure you hit that like button, right? Hit the subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so you know when we going live, right? If not, you miss out. And if you betting, you don't want to miss out on the betting show. Let's pull up the roster first, right? Just to kind of get you guys familiarized with the fighters. So I'll just bring up BoxRec. I'll share my screen with you guys, and we can go right down the line of the fighters that, you know, we are going to be picking. Let's see if you guys got the right one, baby. All right. Yes, you do. All right. So as you can see, this is the card, the ProBox TV Event Center. It says Plant City here, but of course their flyer says something else. And it is in Lakeland, Florida. So brought to you by ProBox. And let me go back. All right. So main event is Mohamed Kuja Yakubov. Hope I'm getting it right. Versus William Foster III. All right. And I'm also going to bring up my betting slip. I might have to. Can I share two screens at the same time? That would be so dope. I could probably share it if I set it up another way. I think next time I'm going to set this up a little bit differently because I don't think I can present another. Can I? Nah. Yeah, I'm going to be sharing the screen, I guess, some other way for next show. See, this is why I love it. We continue to develop the show. And it's pretty cool because I just make it better for you guys. But for now, we'll go back and forth with sharing the screens between the DraftKings Sportsbook, which is the betting platform that I'm using. No sponsors here. Hopefully they get a whiff of me, and they do sponsor the show, right? Since we do use DraftKings and for all our boxing betting, right? So we're going to go through these fights, like I said before, and I'm going to give you the breakdown of, you know, what my betting slip looks like so far. And if there's any bets that you guys want to go ahead and talk about and maybe, you know, ask questions on, maybe you want to know why take the risk, you want to know what bets are hedged, anything like that. Again, you know, these things kind of change from, you know, fight card to fight card, since all this stuff is, you know, it's just dependent on the fights where they take. It's just so many X factors or denominating factors, right, that actually impact all these picks. So there's no like specific formula, but we do get analytical like a mofo over here. So appreciate everybody that's tapping in. Facebook, YouTube, X, and IG. Now let's get with it, right? So first in line, right? I think we should just go straight to the betting line then. As you can see is, you know, the main event or the co-main event and the main event, which in our bunch, and Starling Castillo. Got Marcus Valle, Luis Georges, which Marcus Valle and his brothers, they all box. Kenyan Valle, and what's my other man's name? Excuse me. Is he still in here? Huh. I thought all three Valles brothers were in there. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Let me look at my draft pick. Let's see this what the sports book says. I thought I had another Marcus Valle. There you go. Okay, they only got that Marcus Valle right now. So they just put up Kenya. Well, on the betting lines, they just have one of the brothers. That's all I'm seeing. It's just Marcus. So I'm not seeing nobody else on the betting line. So they didn't put it. They didn't put the other brothers. But I believe, from my understanding, that all three brothers would be fighting, but maybe two, for sure two. So okay, back to the betting slip. And the BoxRec has it the same. Okay, so we can't really go by BoxRec, obviously, because not all the fights are in there, right? So let's just use draft pick. Now give me a second while I view my bets. Okay, so right now, just FYI, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bets open right now. 7 bets open right now. Okay. And yeah, I would like to say that maybe some of these are a bit on the risky side. And you know, like I said, you guys can bet with the amounts that you would want. You know, some will bet higher, some will bet lower. You know, we all have a different budget or bank, but just don't bet anything that you can't afford to lose. And remember, as long as we're in the green, we're winning. Nobody's trying to get super rich, but if you do, hey, more power to you. But just don't lose your shirts out here. We have 7 bets that I put in. Some of them, you know, are just kind of, I'd say maybe 2 of them are maybe, you know, or maybe one pick is very like, wow, you know, very major. I didn't put too much stake in it because it's such a odd against me sort of bet. But we do place those once in a while because you just never know, right? And the fights call for it too. Called for me to put that bet in. I still bet low, you know, and the bet, I'll go over it with you as we, you know, get into it. We'll start off with the first bets, but let me share my actual screen now with the draft, right? DraftKings. Hope you guys took a look at this. Again, Starling Castillo versus Shenard Bunch in the co-main. Marcus Valle versus Luis Georges. John Mindoro versus Dormides Potes. And Gary Antonio Russell versus Dervin Rodriguez. And then these other gentlemen, which not too familiar with, but I'll mention it and try to pronounce their names anyway. Narek Hovihanisayan versus Kenneth Seen. You got Kenyon Valle, which is Marcus Valle's brother, probably the younger of the bunch, versus Lai Tang. Miguel Mendez versus Andrew Flam, and Noah Timoteo versus Alexander Taylor. So I guess full card there. And what I'll do now is go ahead and share the DraftKings, and we could talk a little bit about both these fighters. Matter of fact, we do have to talk a little bit about these fighters. You know I did the homework, and you know, I already know what I know, but I might as well just run it down with you guys, right? Give you guys a little more confidence in what I'm doing, right? But yeah, we're gonna talk about some of these fighters and why we picked them, right, and why we have those picks in place. So we got Mohamed Kuja Yakubov versus William Foster III, right? Let's take a look at Mohamed, right? So you got my man Mohamed Yakubov, right? Got that one right. And, you know, has a decent record, good KO percentage, you know, 50-50. That's what you get with him. And you take a look at some of the fights. Some of the names you're not going to know too much of. Remember, these are up-and-coming fighters in these smaller boxing shows. So this is the type of, you know, picking we got to do and the kind of study we have to do. We did take a look at some of Muhammad's fights with Oshaki Foster, since I like to think that William Foster is in the same boxing style, right? So I'm like, I did all right with Oshaki, you know. He lost to Oshaki. So, okay, I'm like, all right, maybe he may be the guy, you know. He may be the guy right now, but William Foster is definitely a boxer. And I went back and I also looked at William Foster's fight with, who was it now? I think with Edwin de los Santos. Now, remember, Edwin de los Santos, he's an official fighter. You know what I mean? If you guys really think about it, Edwin de los Santos, man, you know, he was just getting ready to fight my boy, oh my God, I cannot believe that my man's name is slipping right now. I'm slacking on my let me not even say something even crazy. All right, so what was my man's name? Yeah, man. Not Edwin de los Santos. Yeah, gosh, man. My man Keyshawn, dude. I was about to call my man Kenny. Kenny! Nah, Keyshawn, man. So, yeah, Keyshawn Davis was ready to fight Edwin de los Santos, and William Foster had success. He had success. He took a loss to Erdison Garcia. You know, you take losses, man, but you got to take those in stride, especially if you're picking them. you got to know how you're picking them, man. I think that William Foster, he's seen that type of style, that come forward style. I think he'll do well. And we'll show you what kind of bets we have on him. Remember, we have a bet with William Foster, and then we have another hedge bet with Jacob, right? And you know, I try to organize these as much as I can so that you guys could understand, how I'm hedging them. So let me know if there's something that, kind of goes over the head, so to speak. Okay, so we got William Foster versus Muhammad Kuja Yakubov, excuse me. So let's take a look at the betting slip now. All right. And I'm going to share that with you guys now. Give me a second. Okay. That one pays out 171. Okay. And here we go. All right. Let me share my screen with you guys now. Shout out to everybody that's tapping into, man. Welcome to the Boxing Biz Podcast Show. We're covering some of the betting picks for the ProBox TV card tonight at 8 p.m. on the ProBox TV YouTube channel. This is the Better Betting Show on the Boxing Biz Podcast, and I'm your host, Alex Doomsday Linus. Appreciate you guys stopping by. We're going to go ahead and share the DraftKings betting slip right now so you guys can kind of take a look at what I've been doing, right? And I'm just going to start right from the bottom from when, I picked them out. This is the actual, the actual picks, the first picks that I did. This was a 4-pick parlay that I put in. And you have Dominic Valle, which honestly, I think that is Dominic Valle not fighting anymore? Let me see. Dominic Valle. Oh no, he's still fighting. Yeah, he's still there. Yeah. It's crazy because I was just looking at the sports book again. Let me just look at the sports book again. Where's Dominic? Dominic's no longer here. Is he? Yeah, only Marcus is here. Oh, man. Dominic Valle might not be fighting tonight. He's not on the betting odds, that's for sure. So, we're going to have to wait and see. Maybe that was one of my parlays that got kicked down. But they still have him in there. Don't know if they just haven't updated. But I knew this looked kind of weird because this was more. So, yeah, Dominic Valle is probably not going to be fighting, guys. Even though he's on my picks, he is not on the current sports book here. So, they might have took him out and they just haven't updated. I mean, unless I'm going blind here and you guys see something I don't. I see Dormidas. I don't see no Dominic in here. Shit, man, they took him out. All right, well, we'll see what's going on with that. We'll look into that. If anybody's out there looking into it, let me know. Let me know if something's come up with Dominic Valle. So, okay, so this pick, we'll open it up. And this pick right here is a 4-pick parlay. It was Dominic Valle, Welgen Mindoro, Marcus Valle, and Naomi Cardenas. Now, out of these picks, right, and I'm going to shift back to the sports book, right? You got Dominic Valle. I don't even have to flip back. Look at the odds. These guys are the favorites. minus 2,000. Marcus Valle. The only one in this pick that's not the actual favorite is Naomi Cardenas, right? And, Naomi Cardenas is definitely somebody that I looked into. And, it's hard to get sometimes videos on these up-and-coming fighters. Saw some interviews. Shout out to the Hangout Spot. I was able to see an interview of Naomi Cardenas on the Hangout Spot podcast. So shout out to him. I got to see the fight that Naomi Cardenas has recently been in. And let me just actually pull up Naomi Cardenas. So you see right now, this Naomi Cardenas pick is the pick that brought that $18, that $20 bet to a $171 payout. It was more, but again, they've taken Dominic Valle out, so that's what's going on. And I mean, they have it here. I don't know why I didn't see it. You see the negative right there. So they took him out. So Dominic Valle is not fighting tonight. You guys can actually see that on the screen. So this bet turned from a 4-pick parlay to a 3-pick parlay. Okay, we don't lose. Well, we lose a little bit of money. We expected more, but obviously the parlay is still there for us to win some money. A $20 wager. If you really think about it, I like to think about it like this, guys. If I got $20 and I get back $60, that means I get back the $20 I bet plus an extra $40 on top, right? So that's like double, triple your money, quadruple your money. So right here, if we get this bet and it wins, you're gonna win. You're gonna win a decent amount of money. And if you lose, you're losing $20. You spend $20 on a McDonald's, you know what I'm saying, or a Starbucks coffee twice. I don't know what you do, but the wagers, they got to make sense. And this is my budget, right? This is what I'm playing with. And until we get super crazy in here and there's like super like crazy opportunities that I cannot say no to, I will continue to be a very cautious bettor and gambler, because this is what we're doing, right? We got to be responsible gamblers. The house for the most part always wins. You know what I'm saying? They win most of the time, but we can have our luck. We could turn it around and still have a little bit of fun doing it the right way. All right. Just don't go crazy and losing your shirts. So this bet, again, was bumped up in cash to pay out by Naomi Cardenas. She is the one that turned this into and I decided, obviously, to tag it with other, dominantly sure bets that I have confidence in, and I turned it into a 4-leg parlay, right? Get me a little extra more money. That's how I went. That's the route I took on this one. I could have easily just put some money on Naomi and done it that way. But this is the way I decided to do it. If you guys got better betting strategies, you're more than welcome to share it with me. And this is the way we set up this bet. And this was a $20 wager, right? And we're trying to hedge those. So, I'll show you how we go ahead and hedge some of those monies. This is a $20 bet, right? We're going to go ahead and close it back up. Let's see. There we go. And do I need to go back? Yeah, Welgen Market. Okay, yeah, remember. Okay, so yeah, let me actually exit now, and we'll go back to the betting slip in a bit. I want to go back to the box rack to show you guys, right? The other fighters that were included in that, because you're probably wondering, like, okay, like, who are those guys, right? Who are the other guys in the bet? So I told you a little bit about Naomi Cardenas, and I'll show you a little bit on the screen and sound. Shout out to everybody that's tapping in, man. You're more than welcome to go ahead and handle your business there on the chat. If you want to go ahead and tap in with us live, I will post the StreamYard link up right now in the chat. If you want to go ahead and tap in with the champ. All right, there we go. I just posted the link. Tap in with me if you want to discuss some of this betting. You don't have to jump in now if you don't want to. We could jump in after I finish the breakdown. Trying to make some money out here, right? And we just went through the first bet. And if you're just tapping in with us, I guess I'll show the screen again. But we're going back to BoxRaw just to show you, right, the fighters that are included in that first bet, which was Marcus Valle and Welgen Mindoro. And just to give you guys a little bit more familiarity with these fighters, if you don't know who they are, again, this is this is smaller boxing shows, still decent, and shout out to everybody over at ProBox too. Good people out there. Gary Jonas, Chip, and the crew. The matchmakers, Ramiro Hernandez, Melvin Rivas, Daniel Rubin, everybody over there. All right, so now that you guys can see, right? Let's tap on my man right here with John Minduro. Now I seen they call this guy the Trigger Man, right? 25, 100% KO. So you know what this guy's about. KO status. You know, I look back and try to, you know, look at the losses, but my man got none. And he's had some pretty good battles with all these guys. They just, you know, this Takeshi Inui, which I'm assuming that's Inui's brother or something, right? Inoue. He was the only guy he went the distance with. So, you know, very tough guy. Well, John is a knockout guy. He's a come forward. You know, he wants to fight. Got good power, man. So pretty much was a simple. And I seen some of the highlights, some of the fights that I could, you know, look at. And let me see if I can remember the actual fights. I think it was Lucas Abreu that I saw. Might have been Lucas Abreu. Sometimes it's hard to get the film on it, but some of these fights I did take a look at, and after just seeing the style that Will John Mindoro brings and the type of pressure that he can put on a fighter, I couldn't, you know, I didn't give my man Dormides Potes, you know, too much of a chance, you know. Dormides Potes from Colombia, southpaw. He himself has a knockout ratio of 71%. So, you know, he's in there. Got 7 losses. And, you know, I got to see some of his style, you know, but I just feel like Weljo Mindoro, man, he's just a way stronger fighter, physically more imposing. Very slim chance for my man. For my man Dormides, man. So I couldn't give him too much stake in this fight, and that's why, you know, I went with John Mindoro on that first bet and that betting. He's one of my guarantees, actually. So, you know, no shade against my man Dormides Potes, but you in a real fight with Will John, man. It's gonna be a tough one for you. Excuse me. And then the other one was Marcus Valle, right? We all know Marcus Valle. He's fought on the ProBox show a few times, and or a couple of times. Excuse me. This will be his second. Thought he had seen him in there a couple more times, but I guess not. But he's from Florida, Plant City. He's fought in Plant City. Yeah, he has fought. Yeah, the White Sands Event Center. That is ProBox. All right, so he's fought ProBox style all day. Yep. Marcus Valle, the obvious favorite. And, you know, I checked in and you know, the kid could box. You know, again, up and coming talent, you know, look out for them. Yeah, they're doing good in these shows that they're putting on ProBox. Now, Luis George, I can't tell you, man. I seen some of the fights. El Dominicano. Listen, shout out to DR. They're doing good right now. You know, they're producing some good fighters. I personally, you know, a couple of Dominican fighters that are currently, because there's a bunch of them from the past that I could tell you that are official. But yeah, Luis George's, yeah, he's not up to par, champions. You know what I'm saying? He got 12 wins, 10 KOs. But I just, after seeing the bouts that I could actually get my hands on, just the style and the experience for Marcus Valle is just his levels above, I believe. And that's why I chose also Marcus Valle as one of my favorites, one of my main picks, you know, my sure picks. Luis George definitely show up to fight, but there's levels, champions. And who was the other person included in that? It was Dominic, but Dominic was no longer there. But I can show you Naomi, right? So let me actually bring Naomi out because she is in a different show. Naomi Cardenas is part of the 360 Promotions show. Shout out to Tom Loeffler and matchmaker Charles Bossecker. Yeah, so they got the 360 Promotion fight in California. That's at the Shumash Casino, Santa Ynez, California, USA. So, you know, smaller show, I guess, for 360, but got some good talent on here. And let me just add that on there real quick. Gonna add the BoxRec event information. And let me see if you guys actually see what I'm saying. Yes, it is. So you see right here, the champ is Mizuki Hiruta, right? Mizuki Hiruta. Now, if you haven't seen Mizuki Hiruta, bro, she be coming in anime style, wicked wild. Comes in with the whole anime. I'm going to hit you with a Kamehameha in your face. Whole dress down, bro. So I like what Mizuki Hiruta be doing. You know, she's a good boxer. I got to see some of the fights too in the film study that I did for the betting show, and you know, I got to see her with Carla Merino, and who else did I go back and see? I think it was just her and Maribel Ramirez, and you know, Mizuki for the most part is a good boxer. I just got to give it to her. She's a very, you know, she's light on the feet. She got the taekwondo. I like to call this the taekwondo feet. If you ever see somebody really bouncy on their toes, you got it from Doomy, right? I like to call that the taekwondo. You know, a lot of, you know, you might call it the Russian style, like my man Bivol, but you know, sometimes it's just a little too bouncy, and you could get timed off a bounce. Shout out to all my coaches out there and experienced fighters that know what I'm talking about, right? You could get timed off a bounce. There's patterns in boxing that you could pick up on. This is why they call it the sweet science. But Mizuki is fast when she's bouncing on her feet. She's in and out, a la Bivol, right? Not like Bivol. Before y'all get at me that I'm calling her a Bivol. She's not, but she's light on her feet, and I got to give her credit for that. Stop hating. And remember,
search Alex Doomsday Liners on YouTube and subscribe to the channel.
that's the other channel. But make sure you subscribe to the Boxing Biz, all right? While you're here, tapping in. Just tap in and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. The like button, Facebook. Let me check on my IG fan. They be popping in. And I don't be paying attention. All right, Mizuki Hiruta again. Love what she's doing, the way she be coming out with the whole anime status. Great for entertainment, right? Because that's what we're doing here too in boxing, right? We're entertainers. And let me just bring her back. So this is her, Mizuki Hiruta. I should bring up some highlights too. But yo, YouTube, oh man, I gotta still battle YouTube, bro. This is why we gotta get these subscribers up, man. We gotta keep knocking the door down, man. Because I be trying to show some highlights and they get at me for no reason, champions. You know, YouTube, help me out, champs. Don't keep a brother pinned down. Bring him up. All right, so the reason I'm bringing, of course, Mizuki Hiruta, because she is the favorite in the fight against Naomi Cardenas Gomez. And Naomi Cardenas, was on that interview that I just talked about that was on the Hangout spot. Shout out to you again, champ. And I really like what I saw from Naomi, especially when I saw her going up against, what's my man's name? What's my girl's name? Bree Howling, bro. Matter of fact, she did a number with Bree Howling. Now, Bree Howling, if you go and you check out Bree Howling too was undefeated. She's from Canada. Shout out to women's boxing. Y'all doing amazing. Action-packed fighter, Bree Howland. And if you guys go check that fight out, you'll see that it was a dog fight, man. And Naomi, you know, she was a come forward pressure fighter. I mean, something that you know, can really overwhelm even boxers like Mizuki Hiruta. I think that this fight is one of those fights where it could possibly go the other way. Listen, Mizuki's the boxer. She's lighter on the feet. I seen her fight Maribel, right? I seen her fight Maribel Ramirez, just to try to get a comparison of that style, right? Just to try to get a comparison of that Mexican style. When I saw Maribel Ramirez in there, obviously Maribel Ramirez is not like Naomi. She got hit way too many times. She was bleeding out the eye, and it was just still stylistically in the comparison. I felt like, okay, my homegirl Naomi can do a lot better than that. You know, she can do a lot better than that. She won't get hit as much, and her pressure, her punching, her reach was better. And you know, Maribel looked a little smaller in that fight too. To be fair, not too small, but she looked a little smaller. So Naomi's a different type of dog going into this fight. And I said to myself, okay, it's worth putting some money on Naomi. It's just worth putting some money, even though the odds don't tell us this. The odds are telling us minus 1,000 for Mizuki, and plus 600 for Naomi. But it's worth the bet. We're gonna hedge that though, and don't throw too much on it. Throw enough. Remember, if you throw $20 on it and you up like 180, you just quadruple, quintuple your money. So just don't be greedy with this, man. Again, this is a higher risk. The odds, majority of the house believes that Mizuki will win, right? But the majority is not always right, champions. All right, so it was worth a little $20 on there, like bang, let me get that. So and that was with Naomi Cardenas, and that's just to kind of close out that betting that bet on the betting slip. And I'll bring it back to the betting slip just to show you guys. And I'm going to have these windows wide open next time, guys, just so you guys know. Because being here with you guys, I keep developing the show and making it better. So this was the, let me just open it up. This was the parlay that we just broke down. All right, guys. It was, and remember, Dominic Valle is not on the betting line. He's not fighting. He's taken out. So, John Mindoro and Marcus Valle and Naomi Cardina got left on this 4-leg parlay, which, got downgraded to a 3-leg. And now we have the, we have the Naomi Cardina's pick, bringing us up to that payout of $171. So we just broke it down. I gave you the breakdown on why I picked these guys, including Naomi, and why it's worth me putting down a $20 bet on it in the event that Naomi, gives us that upset. All right. So I'll close this pick out and I'll move on to the next one. Now, this pick right here, right, was also a $20 wager. You have John Monduro, Marcus Valle. Dominic Valle, of course, was taken out of the bet, so this turned into a 3-leg. And then I put in Lorenzo Bara. Now, we're going to get into this bet now, okay? The reason why I put Lorenzo Bara. Now, out of these bets for today, for this Friday, as you can see, the only ones that had that, well, of course, you had Dormides, but the ones that I actually thought had a chance to maybe get an upset was Naomi Cardenas first, right? You have Lorenzo Para, right? That maybe, I like what he did in his last fight, and we'll get into that with Lorenzo Para. But I also feel like Shinard Bunch and William Foster. These 4 right here are possible upsets to me, even though they fall into the underdog, right? And we're going to keep tapping into them one by one. But just to show you, Lorenzo Para is fighting Omar Trinidad, okay? And shout out to Omar Trinidad. I'm not saying that you're going to lose, champion. I'm just saying this is worth, put a little money on there, even though you're the king of LA, I heard. So, if you look at this, where's the bet? There we go. This was also a 4-leg parlay. So Lorenzo Para is the payout in this one, right? Because we have the same picks here, but instead of Naomi Cardenas on this one, we picked only Lorenzo Para. And since he's one of our, our potentials, and this is a far out potential, very far out. And we'll get into that as we break down right now as I go back, and I'm going to show you, the fight that I kind of went off of. Lorenzo Para has dog in him, so you just never know, man. Some guys, they're not even the best fighter in the ring, but they just have that I will not quit dog in them. I got to put some stake on that. And, even though he's facing a guy like Omar Trinidad, moves very well, very, very fluent in the ring, I just feel like Lorenzo Para can withstand some of that onslaught that's coming at him. And you might be the one to kind of test Omar, and that's just given how Lorenzo shows up. But I'll show you the fights that I based that on. Again, this is a 4-leg parlay that turned into a 3-leg. Dominic Valle not fighting again, so the payout did drop a little bit, but $20 on this 4-pick parlay would get you $196 payout, right? That's $176 in your pocket, okay, after you put that back into the kitty, that $20, right? So again, we didn't pair Lorenzo Parra and Naomi Cardenas into the same parlay, because if one loses, then we lose all of them, right? So that's why I split these possibilities. I still put them together with our for sure picks, right? Which is well, John, Marcus, it would have been Dominic. So we paired them up. Just gives us a little extra more money. You could have done a straight bet, right, on Lorenzo Parra. Would have bought you a little less. This is the way I pick. If you got any other ways, like I said, chat's there. The StreamYard link is there. You guys could tap in with me, you know what I'm saying, and kick it and let me know if, you know, may you see something that I don't, right? Shout out to my boy James Valdez, the champ. Always tapping in, showing love, man. Appreciate you, champ.
Let's go, champ. You feel me?
Says, just came in to smash that like button, but I'm at work. Can't stay connected right now. No doubt, champ. Duly appreciated it, though, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my UK champions out there, too. Even though James ain't from UK. I'm just saying. But shout out to the UK, too, bro. The weigh-ins are going to be at 3 o'clock Eastern time. We'll cover those here, as we'll probably run the show into the weigh-in. Again, this is the ProBox TV card, 8 o'clock p.m. tonight, okay? And if you guys are just tuning in, this is the better betting show here on the Boxing Biz. Spread the word, and of course, let them know this is open house type of show. If you guys want to go ahead and tap in with us as we put our minds together to, make the best picks. And again, shout out to DraftKings. Hopefully, you guys hear me too. And we get a sponsorship going. I use DraftKings, but if you guys use any of the other sports betting sites, some have more fighters on the actual betting slips. Some have less. Some have different payouts or whatnot. Maybe slightly different odds. Not too different, but whatever you're using, the picks we give here, they flow through any of the sites, right? Because the picks are the picks. All right, so before I keep going, shout out to G quadruple 6, or matter of fact, that is 5G. Oh, is that what that is? You caught that? Let me see. If that's a G, but there's 5 Gs and they call you 5G, that shit is fly, champ. You caught that, man hard. Triple 5G. I mean, 5G says, what do you do to think about Justice Hooney? What do you think about Justice Hooney? I mean, what can I think about Justice Hooney, man? He had a tough fight as of recent. And we could tap into Justice Hooney on another show. What do you think about Justice Hooney? I mean, you're bringing him up. We got the betting show right now, but I know that, you're probably from Australia. My man Justice Hooney looked like my man Robert Whittaker from the UFC a little bit. Shout out to Australia and all the champs out there. We do it worldwide over here at the Boxing Biz. Justice Hooney had a rough one with Fabio, dude. And, I mean, at least he lasted there 10 rounds in there with Fabio. Fabio's he got a cannon on him. And, he was able to be in there with him and, do his thing while it lasted. So Justice Hooney, he'll be back. I don't know who he goes in there with, right? Justice Hooney. See, you got me off the mark right now, champy. We're talking about the betting show, the ProBox TV tonight. It's like, nah. But Justice Hooney's what? He's ranked 15, right? Damn, he's ranked 15 at WBC. He's got to climb a little bit more, bro. That Wardley fight was a gift right there for Miller. Miller not being there, that was Justice's chance. But he'll have plenty more, bro. It's not like the guy is at the tail end of his career anyway. Guy's young. He's young. He's 26, bro. He's young for a heavyweight. Big time. So, yeah, we'll be seeing Justice around. Don't count him out, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So let's get back to the betting show, champy. All right. Shout out to 5G. That shit's crazy. That's a dope name. All right, so the betting slip, we're going to close out that second bet, right? We're not going to close it out just yet. We're going to go over why we picked Lorenzo Parra. And Where is it at? Let me just bring it back up because my man Triple 5G took me off my game right now. So again, we were talking the second 4-leg parlay that turned into a 3. Dominic Baia not fighting, and we had that one pick, Lorenzo Para. We didn't include Naomi, right, into it because if we lose one, we lose all of them. So we split those, right? We split those risks. So we got a $40, $20 per or $40 wager, right, between these two on a possible win on those parlays with an underdog included, right? So again, right, $20, $20. And this is money that, okay, I'm willing to risk it or lose it, right, for Lorenzo Para and Naomi Cardenas. My confidence in this bet is more on the Naomi Cardenas than it is on Lorenzo Para. Trust me, guys. It's just something that I'm seeing in Naomi that I really, really like. And I just hope that they prepared her for a fight with somebody that has that type of bounce. Hopefully they can time Mizuki, and, if not, Mizuki's just going to be too much. She's just going to be too much of a boxer, and you already know how you get down. You could box the hell out of somebody that just knows how to forward pressure. But there's levels to that forward pressure, and that's what I'm hoping that Naomi comes in with. So that's the more confident bet for me. But let me take you back to Lorenzo Para, right? And I'm going to bring up now the other screen, right, to show you the box rec. So maybe you can catch something, too, that I'm not catching. But where we at? I think this is the one. Yes, it is. There we go. And this is Omar. Okay, this is Mizuki Hiruto Naomi Cardenas. That's not the one I wanted to bring up. So let me take this one out. It's the other one that I wanted to bring up, the ProBox TV. There's a couple of promotions in action, man. Got me switching up my Windows status heavy. So, okay. This is the ProBox screen, and it should be that. Yes, it is, right? Okay, there we go, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we have, where's Bottle? Oh, Bada. Where you at? Wait a minute. No way. Am I? Yeah. Oh, Lorenzo Para is in the Mizuki card. I did have it right. Jeez Louise, bro. So many freaking cards. Apologies again. Whoa, whoa. All right. Share screen. Let me share that. There we go. All right. So Lorenzo Para is fighting on the a 360 promotion card. All right, guys. Apologies for that. So just going back to why, just to finish off that second pick we just closed out. Lorenzo Para, right? He fought against Javon Woodward Jr. And Javon Woodward, he's also a contender, a prospect contender, you could say, coming up on the come up. Good fighter. I like what I saw from Para. Para was a dog in this fight, and Para doesn't have too many losses, right? He has the experience. He has the KO ratio. You got to take it. You got to take everything with a grain of salt, obviously, with the type of opposition and everything else. I went through the whole resume, and what mattered to me was what you've done for me lately. And that Javon Woodward Jr. fight was pretty good, and I could even show you guys some highlights. But maybe you guys can go back on it so we can move forward, continue to move forward with the show. Sorry if the mic was a little off there. I think I was too far away from it. And that was the fight that really mattered to me. That Javon Woodward Jr. Go back and look at it. He was a dog. He finished that fight pretty well, and got the win with somebody that And his fighters boxed an overtime round after the bout was a draw after 8 rounds. Oh wow, they boxed an extra round. That's crazy. Overtime Elite Arena. Okay, well those are the rules according to I guess the OTX shows. Yeah. See, yeah. No, that's not OTX, is it? Inspector, Doctor, Matchmaker, Promoter, Brandon Rhodes. Well, Fighters Box. I think it was on the OTX. I'm gonna pull up the fight just because I want to show you guys. But Omar Trinidad is going to be fighting Lorenzo Para on that Mizuki Hiruta card. And I just, like I said, go back and look at the Lorenzo card. And I'm just going to pull it up because why not? Where are you at, Lorenzo Para? I got to pull it up, bro. Damn. There we go. ProBox Lorenzo Para. And again, I just want to show you guys, for the ones that are on right now with me, right? Just so you could just kind of see. Where is he? There we go. Oh my goodness. There you go. Yeah, it was the OTX shows. Oh my goodness, what's up with the internet right now? Shit's slowing down on me. Maybe I got too many windows open. There we go. Full time. This is the overtime round. Oh my gosh, bro. Bruv. They hitting me with the agents right now. Okay. I'm gonna share the screen again. Yeah, I got a way better idea for this production. The screen. This keep sharing screen shit is crazy. All right, boom. If you guys are looking at the screen right now, it's Lorenzo Para versus Woodward Jr. This was the overtime round they were talking about. Again, though, you see the you see the grit from Lorenzo Para. I thought that he was exhausted in this fight, but this is the fight, and I'm not gonna play it too much because I don't want them messing up my my stream, YouTube. That is, flag my shit down for no reason. But that was, it was the OTX card with Woodward Jr. and Para, and that's the reason why I chose to put that as one of like the maybe picks, something that I could afford, right, to put a little bit of money on. And of course, if the Naomi pick, if that ends up panning out, it hedges that one. Some of these pick hedge entire ones, so the entire money that I've put at stake so far. So again, that's what we're trying to do, right? Make sure that we go through it and not lose money. All right, so we went through 2 picks, and I hope I haven't lost you guys, right? 4 picks that had turned into a 3-pick parlay because Dominic Baez is out. We're gonna move into the 7-pick parlay that I put in there. This was an $18 wager to pay out $69.35. All right. Now, technically, this pick right here, this 7-pick parlay, I used it to hedge my 2 4 picks, right? Because I wagered between these two $40, right? 20 apiece. If I win this parlay, which is Gary Antonio Russell, he's a favorite. Weldon Manduro, favorite. Marcus, favorite. Mizuki Hiruta, even though I picked against her in the other bets, right? Those are less likely to happen according to the house odds. But in Mizuki, she's a favorite, so why not throw her in there, right? So I threw Mizuki in there, Omar Trinidad, Starling Castillo. These are all favorites, right, to win. I put an $18 wager and came out with a $69 payout, right? So if you minus $18 from that, we're looking at about, what is it? About $50, right? About $51. So I actually make out $10. If I lose these 2, I get my money back on this one. All favorites, really less, very minimal risk, and I get that money back. All right, I get that 69. Excuse me, I get that $50 there. So that's the 7-pick parlay, and let's open it up, right? Who did we choose? Gary Antonio Russell, and he's fighting Dervin Rodriguez. You can go ahead and look into it. There's very little film you can get on Dervin, even though Dervin looks like he's been honing in and polishing his boxing skills. I just, it's hard to bet against the Russells, and Gary Antonio Russell's a pretty decent fighter. I think he's recently lost only to what was my man's name that he lost to, man? Emmanuel Rodriguez. That's the only guy that he's lost to. And Emmanuel Rodriguez, man, like I said, Emmanuel Rodriguez, he put the mittens on Gary, right? But I just don't see Gary as a, I don't see I don't see Dervin Rodriguez doing what Emmanuel Rodriguez did. But then again, it's all a risk, right? We can take a look at Dervin and some of the fights that he's had, lately. His last fight, he got KO'd. So I don't know what kind of comeback fight this might be for him. But it was hard for me to pick against him, and that's the reason why I went with Gary, right? So a sure pick. The house says it all. Welgen, he was already a surefire for us, so we include him in these parlays just to add up the money. And then Marcus Valle was a favorite. Mizuki Hiruta, also a favorite. You see how they're all favorites. Starling Castillo, even though these odds with Starling Castillo and I think it's Shenard Bunch, they're close. These odds, they're a lot closer. And I'm gonna show you how I also pick. Remember my maybe money winners for this Friday is Naomi, Lorenzo, and Shenard. Right, we covered these 2 bets so far with Naomi and Lorenza, and we're gonna jump into some of the bets that we put Shenard Bunch and William Foster in, and the reasons why we did it. All right, so as you can see right now, starting Castillo, I put him obviously. Let me just go back. I don't know where to heel. Okay, boom. We went on the 7-pick parlay. And, we put Omar Trinidad in there as the favorite against Lorenzo Parra, even though, this is a hedge bet, right? These are the surefires. And then we come out with that. Right? We got to come out with that payout, $69. All right. And this is like, I don't really have to explain too much why I picked it. These are the favorite picks. It's just that, putting them into a parlay, right? Obviously, the odds are stacked against me, right? But these picks right here are pretty sure, even though I picked Naomi and that other one against Mizuki. But these are the pretty sure. And even skill-wise, after watching film, in this pick particularly, I worry, one's to worry about too, obviously, because I'm picking on the other side. I'm picking on both sides of the fence, y'all. So the Starling Castillo and the Muhammad, these 2 fights could possibly cancel out my my parlay more so than Mizuki Hiruta, right? Because these are a little closer, but I still pick those, right? I think it was a safe pick, and even though Starling Castillo and Muhammad have close fights, in my opinion, with their opponent, still more likelihood that it happens this way. So sure pick. Yeah, still has risks, but this is betting, and these are the risks that we take. So the payout for this is $69, and that is a hedge bet, or as hedgy as I can get, right, to covering some of the money that I put on both the other bets prior, which is $40. All right, so let's continue on, and let's jump into the 6-pick parlay, right? And in this one, I pick William Foster, to win against Muhammad Kuja Yakubov. And I'm going to go into the reasons why we picked William Foster on this one, why we were picking on both sides of the fence. We, added him on to the parlay with Welgen Mindoro, which is one of our surefires. Gary, Omar Trinidad also is one of the favorites. Mizuki favorite again. Starling Castillo. So all these are favorites, right? The only one that wasn't really a favorite was William Foster. Okay. So, again, William Foster, why did I pick that? Because this is the one that actually makes this bet pay out a little bit more, right? It's the William Foster pick. And I didn't include Naomi or Lorenzo in this pick, right? And I didn't include Shenard Bunch in this, even though I could have, because I have a feeling on that side too. But I split them. I don't want to put all my money, and then one of them loses, I lose everything. Nope, we're not doing that over here. Here on the Better Betting Show, we're gonna get our money, and we're gonna try to hedge this right. Shout out to everybody that's tapping in, man, on the comments. Shout out to everybody on IG, X, and Facebook. Appreciate y'all, man, and Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you like what you're listening to. So next time we go live, you're there and aware. Jam. All right, so we're here, William Foster the third, as our star pick in this parlay. This is a 6-leg parlay. Payout $82.60. Wagers 20. Okay, so I get $62 back on this one, which is a fair return, right? I get my $20 plus another 62. So winning is winning on this one. And William Foster the third is the one that I have to discuss, right? And I'm gonna let you guys know why I picked him. There's a real reason why, champies. Hold on. Let's watch what my man William Foster has done. Remember, I'm looking at him like, Oshaki style. They have a boxer puncher kind of style. And you could see that the similarities that can possibly, have that outcome, man. Where my man William wins. Where is it? Gary Antonio. Where's William Foster? There we go. William Foster the third. Damn. Again, from Brandon Leon Benitez. Look at this. Look at the resume. He has a good resume, man. He's fought some decent guys. Where was the guy that I noticed first? Was it? I think it was Edison Garcia is the one where he lost. And I got to see how he lost. Jason Velez. Oh, Brandon Leon Benitez. I think I'm going to have to literally pull it up just so I can remember. There's so much fights that I was watching, guys, in order to, decide these picks. Foster. I just got to remember him. Excuse me. Whoa. Give me 2 segundos on that one. Jeez. All right, back at it. So yeah, William Foster the third. Where you at? Excuse me. Where are you now? Yo, this internet is acting on me, champies. But who was it that I saw? Was it with the Silent Assassin, Foster the third? They call him the Silent Assassin shit. Yeah, it was the Edwin De Los Santos fight. That's the one I was looking at. Because, Edwin De Los Santos is he's a fighter. Goes in there, he gives you a fight. I feel like the Russian style of Yakubov is going to be similar. That attack, attack all fight, just attack mode. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it was the De Los Santos fight. I like what he was doing in the De Los Santos fight, and he got the win against De Los Santos. As you can see right down here, boom. He got the split decision on him. 8-rounder. 8-round split decision. And I'm bringing on, yeah, that's right. I'm bringing it on, champions. I'm bringing on the fight. Not going to see the entire fight, obviously, with you guys, but just so you could see some of the stuff, man, that he was doing against Edwin De Los Santos, some of the influence that had on my pick, too, on that possible win pick. Look. There we go. Let's share that. Okay. There we go. So you can see, damn, what? Is this slow-mo or what? Oh, hell no. They hit me with the circle of death. Jeez. Hit me with the circle of death, y'all. Why they do this to me, man? I have to get away from everything. All right. Well, if you go back and you look at the Edwin De Los Santos fight, And against William Foster, you'll get to see some of the reasons why this might be a possible pick to win. William Foster showed good work in this fight. He was able to, kind of quell some of that pressure. Kept his guard pretty tight. I mean, William can box. He can box, and that could be a problem for Yakubov. Yakupov's forward style. When you see this one-dimensional style, it's easy for a boxer to pick that apart. And this is just a reason why, it's worth putting some of that money out there, It's worth putting some of that. And we're going to stop sharing that because that shit is slower than anything I ever saw in my life. All right, so where are we? Okay, so we closed out that 6-pick parlay, right? William Foster III, John Mindoro, Gary Antonio Russell, Omar Trinidad, Azuki Hiruta, and Starling Castillo. $20 wager to pay out $82.60, right? And what's the 62? What's the actual payout? That's $62.60, right? You walk away with that on top of the 20 that you wagered. So we'll close out that bet, and we'll move on to the next one, right? We've covered how many bets so far? 1, 2, 3 bets. All right, and we have 4 more bets to cover. So yeah, we put in about $140, total, spread out in seven bets. So that's $20 bets across 7. That's $140. And remember, we hedged this $140. We're trying to get anything we can back, right? So let's move on to this 4th bet, right, which is a 6-pick parlay. And it just includes one of those, swing bouts maybe happening the other way. Let me see. Boom. And share screen. And let's put the betting. Okay. All right, guys. This is the next pick. 6-pick parlay plus 313. William Foster, right? On this one. William Foster. Welja Minduro, Gary Antonio Russell, Omar Trinidad, Mizuki Hiruta. Oh, I just did this one. Excuse me. Let me close this. The next one is a 7-pick parlay. See, I messed that one up. It was 1, 2, 3, right? And did I miss this one? This is Starling Castillo. Okay, so I did the 6-pick parlay before I did the 7. All right, that's cool. All right, so we had covered that one, and this one was 18 for Starling Castillo. Did we go over Starling Castillo? Okay, so Starling Castillo was pretty much the payout on this 7-pick parlay we went over earlier. I mean, you could look into Starling Castillo. I didn't actually go over that with you guys. Remember, I'm just trying to give you a little bit of insight. I could just give you all the picks, and then you guys go ahead and take them if you want them or not. But, I just want to give you a little insight on how I go about and actually picking these. And, yeah, I went through these 2 already. So let's just jump into the other 7-pick parlay that I have. This one's at a plus 531. So, again, Marcus Valle, a favorite. John Mindoro, favorite. Gary Antonio Russell, favorite. Mizuki Hiruta, favorite. Omar Trinidad, favorite. Shinard Bunch, not the favorite. So the underdog in this pick is Shinard Bunch. And he's taking on Starling Castillo. And Starling Castillo, like I said, he might have some trouble with Shinard Bunch, and Shinard Bunch had a matchup as of late, KO'd the dude. Before that bout, he had a split decision. He had good fights with Henry Lundy. And let's just see. Yeah, my man Hank Lundy. So, the boxing prowess is there. He's a skill. Shinard is skilled. He's had some losses, and it just happens how disciplined you are as a fighter, right? And what's going on. but he has had a lot of wins. You know, they brought him up, you know, best way they can with the resume that I took a look at. And every time he steps up to the plate, you know, it could turn out either way for him. You know, he shows up to fight. Brian Flores was a split decision loss too, so I don't know, man. This could be the one, right? Shinard Bunch could possibly take that from Castillo, and it just feels that way. And again, you know, the picking is different from week to week. And this 7-pick parlay, all favorites, added Shinard Bunch in there, right? I didn't put him in there with the other picks that could happen. We don't want to lose everything, so we just put him apart. That's why you're seeing so many bets being put in there, because one of these has got to hit, right? And then we'll do damage control and see where we actually fall at. You know, $140 total wager, right, between these 7 bets. If I hit 2 of them, if I just hit 2 of them, I'll be able to make my money back and then some, right? Maybe a little bit on top. And that's a good day. That's a good day. We're not losing. It's a good day. All right. So this was the Shinard Bunch bet. And you could go back and look at some of Shinard Bunch's fights with Hank Lundy, even the one as of late. Even though I don't give him too much stake, knocking out a fool, or whatever my man's name was. Not a huge name at all. Just a comeback fight sort of thing. Okay. So this one right here. This is the 7-pick parlay. And this parlay, I decided to include Shinard Bunch, William Foster III, right? And obviously this adds the odds against us, right? The more picks in the parlay, and of course, these are the guys that are the underdogs. And I'm speaking on Shinard Bunch and William Foster, but the strong possibilities to win skillfully, right? Skill-wise. So threw them in there, along with the surefires, which is Marcus Valle, William Enduro, Gary Antonio, Russell, Omar Trinidad, and Mizuki. I threw them in there. This is a $20 wager, bringing me back $154.62, right? And I guess Shinard Bunch and William Foster, you guys, since we just went over these two, you know why I would pick them. I just decided to bunch them in together into this parlay, just because, you know, the payout was a little more. And I said to myself, I'm sure enough about these other picks alongside Shinard and William. So I said, let me just pair them together. Like, I'm really sure about these, right? The only one that I'm not too sure, like I'm really, really not too sure is probably the Mizuki Hiruta, because I do have that little stake, right, on Naomi giving me that possible win, right? So you see how we'd spread them out. You know, Naomi's in some of them. She's not in the other ones. The first pick we talked about was a $171 payout. She's in that one, right? So Naomi's in those picks, possibly. But, you know, again, I don't like to bunch them all together, because then we lose hard, right? These ones right here, this is one of the bets where I said, let me bunch them together, right? Shinard Bunch, William Foster, let me just bunch them together. I could have just did a two pick parlay, right, with Shinard Bunch and him, but the obvious payout was lower, and like I said, I feel confident in these other two. I really do. So when we finish out with the Hail Mary pick, right? I usually have one of these on the show, and it's just, if it's really worth it. Sometimes it's not really worth it, but after just close considerable consideration. Look at me. After close consideration and just breakdown, I said, you know what? If I, even if the other picks don't pan out, this 3-pick parlay is a $20 wager with a $735 payout. Obviously, this is like, I'm pairing all the ones that are not supposed to win, right? You're like, yo, you're crazy. That's not going to happen. But go back and do your own film study. If you don't believe me, just go back and look at it. Go back and look at Naomi Cardenas' style and the way she fights comparatively, and look how she'll do with Mizuki. Look back at William Foster III and see how he's going to do with think he's fighting Makob, right? With the Yakobov. Just go back and see, man. And then Shinard Bunch, of course. Shinard Bunch will be taking on, Starling Castillo. And Starling Castillo, right, got his own possibilities as well. So just close fights that could possibly go either way, in my opinion. And that's the way we picked our bets, right? Naomi Cardenas, William Foster III, and Shinard Bunch, pair them all together for $20. I get back $735. So, again, Hail Mary, right? We got a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, 12, right? 12. About $138 here. About $138. And don't ask me why I did 18 here. Should have just put the 20, but I did 18. I was doing my late night mathing, I guess. So total investment $138. Possible payouts on some of these 154. 126 with this one. And some of these are kind of hybrids where I could possibly win 3 if one of these hits. So as long as I can get back my money, $138. I'm happy because I played and I didn't lose. But if I win, I'm going to win pretty good. And I'm happy with these picks. For tonight's fight on ProBox TV, you can catch it on the YouTube channel. You can download the app. I don't know if the app is still on, but you can tune into them definitely on YouTube. And check out the fight tonight at 8 o'clock. All right, that's 8 o'clock Eastern time. And what else can I say about the betting odds? Yeah, man, look, man, if you're, let me not run over my little doggy's tail. All right, he's over there somewhere. Yeah, so talking to you guys now, man, those were the bets for tonight's fights. We're going to get into the betting slip for tomorrow's fights later on tonight. And remember, you could join us live tonight, too, on the ProBox TV card. I'll be covering that live and, putting some spotlight on what they're doing over there and some of the fighters that are up and coming. They're doing a great job. So shout out to ProBox TV and the whole crew over there. And we're going to keep it chucking forward on the show. We have, the weigh-ins coming up soon. So we're going to stay on, past 3 o'clock. So don't go anywhere. Stay here with me. We're going to continue the show and keep moving and grooving as we talk more boxing and close out this betting show for ProBox TV's card tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. Don't forget to tune in with us as we will cover. And you could do, I guess you could do a watch along here. I'll do the play-by-play. You already know me, champ. You could turn off the announcements on the screen, and I got you. If that's the type that you want. If not, we just watch it along together and hold on to our seats and hope that our bets hit, right? Damn. All right. So let's get back, I guess, into the cards. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, we have the 360 promotion, we have the ProBox promotion, and we have what's this? And then that's tomorrow's. Oh yeah, talking a little bit also about the BoxRaw Sparring Club, y'all. Damn, I spent a big part of the morning watching that. It was pretty cool. Matter of fact, what the hell? Okay. There we go. Oh, snap. I had it on the other TV. Sorry about that. Quality check right now on YouTube. Why is YouTube got me on 720? God. I guess there must be a lot of people streaming right now. Because my quality, they got it at 720, dog. Why? Wow, for respect. How you got me at... Oh, no, there you go. 1080. There we go. I guess there's a lot of traffic this afternoon on YouTube. Jeez. Okay. No biggie. No biggie. Let's go to the BoxRaw. Yeah, so the BoxRaw... Bro, BoxRaw Sparring Club, man. It's crazy because, as you guys well know, on TBV and we created the Border Wars show, and I just put a lot. We started doing the Border Wars show years ago, and it's just, shout out to TBV too, man. We put on that Border Wars show, and it's I think, in my opinion, it's had a lot of influence. With what people have done, even though they won't say it. There's a lot of stuff coming out there that I feel like we were like the trailblazers for. So shout out to TVV, man, and shout out to the whole crew and the Border Wars crew. We had a lot of trailblazer work that we did, and hopefully, even though they won't give us no credit, man, hopefully the ones that do know, right, that we had something to do with a lot of the things that are popping up. And that's just me. It's not ego. I just feel like we did it first. You know what I'm saying? But all credit, though, to the people who are taking it to the next levels, man. The BoxRaw Sparring Club, I mean, 4 hours, bro. 4 hours of boxing, And 4 hours of boxing is freaking, it's like it's like a entire card, bro. It's like an entire card that they showed us. And good fighters. And people are showing up from all over the place, whether you're from England, wherever you're at, people were showing up, People are showing up to showcase their skills. Yeah, it's a sparring session. Yeah, right. You have to wear headgear and all that. But I mean, for those that travel in the boxing gyms, man, sometimes the actual boxing, the actual sparring matches be sometimes more exciting than the actual fights, bro. There was some real good bouts. I think only like one knockdown, though, if I'm not mistaken. It was like one knockdown. But my man Chisora was there, Derek Chisora was there, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, his other brother Warren. Everybody was there, bro, and it was packed. Shout out to Boxing Bully too. The homie was over there. Shout out to the Champy. And the whole crew, man, that was out there covering the fights. Who else we had out there? Man, there were so many people out there to highlight. I heard there were some like stars, some celebrities out there. But the fights themselves were pretty good. And the fights, again, there's a reason why all these promoters are there. They're scouting, man. There's just a better way to get talent out there. Man, there's sometimes such good talent, bro, that goes and that gets lost into the wayside because they don't have the opportunity. They don't have that limelight to shine. Sometimes you just need to shine, man. You just need a stage, man. And there's so many boxers within my community, here in the tri-state, especially here in New Jersey, right, that will benefit from some of these things that are being done, and will allow, fighters that normally wouldn't get the spotlight get it and then shine, bro. There was a couple of fighters in here that, you probably never heard of. And, you saw them do their thing and, there's eyes on them now. Talks start to happen. And next thing you know, bro, you get an opportunity. So great way to get new fighters into stables for promoters. There's a lot of good things happening, man. I don't know who said this just recently, but they were saying, like, remember when everybody was talking about boxing is gone and all that. Boxing ain't gone, bro. Boxing is on the Turkey. My man, Big Bag Turkey Alashiki came through and disrupted this motherfucker. There was a couple of disruptors, Jake Paul and all that, but my man Turk came in like a wrecking ball. Yeah, he came in like a wrecking ball, bro. And you guys shows like this happening now. Shout out to BoxRaw too, man. Yeah, y'all killing it, bro. BoxRaw's killing it. Your boy making the right moves, and this is dope. And they were boxing with sparring club shirts. I can't believe they were even sparring with shirts. If I had any critique on that, I would tell you guys, bro, don't spar in shirts, man. There's a reason why the amateurs don't allow shirts, is because the gloves can get caught on the sleeve. The gloves can get caught in the inside of the shirts. So I would go with something a little tighter, maybe you know, a cutoff, you know, cutoff kind of shirt. And that's just my recommendation, you know, because I have been in there in sparring sessions when I'm, you know, I'm working in there with a guy, and his shirt looks like a fucking bata and shit. And if y'all don't know what a bata is, it looks like, you know, like a gown and shit. Shit's so fucking big. And I'm in there trying to get some work. I throw a body shot in there, and then my whole fist just goes into the side of his shirt and shit. Shit could get crazy. So I don't know. Wear some tight shirts, like on some, maybe some. If you don't want to go the cutoff shirts, you can definitely go with the tight sports kind of Under Armour look. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, you'll have your logos and everything, but you know, everything's tight fitted. Because when it ain't tight fitted, you see the looseness. It's gonna get in the way. So that's my only critique, really. I like the fact that you know, they paid close attention to making sure the fighters was safe. There was a couple fighters, bro, that were trying to take the headgear off. There was a couple fighters that was ready to take it off. Like, the shit was uncomfortable. And I get it, because sometimes it does get uncomfortable. Bro, if you don't got a good head sparring gear, just the pits, bro. You be trying to fight. If you got a headgear that's like maybe scratching you from the inside, that's a problem. Your headgear too tight, bro, you feel like you getting knocked out before you even fucking get punched. So, like, bro, when you getting into sparring, you got to be super comfortable. You got to make sure that your headgear's, you know, on the right strap, on the Velcro, because all of that shit matters, bro. When you in the fight and you fighting uncomfortable, that shit's no good, bro. You start to really, 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 like, you know. Oh, snap. They just take it off the ring. I was just watching the Sparring Club again on the Ring channel, and they literally, it says video unavailable. They must have told them to take it out. Yeah. That's crazy. Let's see if I can bring it back up. BoxRaw. Let me see. This was the Ring too. That's funny. It's either that or the internet's acting up. But I literally just had it up. And now it doesn't have it up. All right. They definitely took it. It was probably only for the zone. Yeah, it was probably only for the zone. I get it. The zone was like, bro, we have it on our channel. Okay. I'm getting a little frustrated with this these internet agents trying to take out my internet. Damn. Just switch too, bro. I just switched internet. Well, I don't think. Matter of fact, no. I think I changed the plan to upgrade. I'm gonna have to see what's up. They can't do this. I'm a streamer. Give me the business one. If you're really saying you're gonna give me the business one. Yeah, bro. Look at this. Nada. Yeah. I'm gonna have to take that YouTube channel. I had to take the whole YouTube off right now just to get it back. Wow. Look at this guy. The patience I gotta have, Champy. It's incredible. Yeah. There you go. Oh, yeah, they took it. Yo, they just took the video off. I bet you any money they got a call from the amateurs. I bet you they got a call from the amateur commissions. Bro, they just took off the video. They just took down the video from the Zone Boxing and the Ring. It's going down. Wait and see right now. There's going to be an article that comes out. This just happened too. It just happened. They just took the video out right now. Breaking news. The Zone Boxing and the Ring magazine have officially taken out their BoxRaw Sparring Club video off their channel. Videos, it says video unavailable. Let me share my screen so you guys see it, because I'm not kidding. And it's off the Zone, and it's off the Ring magazine YouTube channel. As you can see, this is Battle in the Kingdom, right? This happened 6 hours ago. BoxRaw Sparring Club Itama versus White at Esports World Cup fight, whatever. Video gone. Let's go to Ring Magazine, right? Because Ring Magazine had it up too. This is the Zone. This is the Ring Magazine. Let's see if they took out their highlights as well. Took out their highlights also. Bro, they got the call. They got the call from the amateur representatives. USA Boxing reached out. If not USA Boxing, I mean, I don't know who was the other. I think it is USA Boxing that has the entire amateur. But, yeah, they got hit up by the amateurs, y'all. The amateur commissions, whoever's the top dogs at the amateur commissions, they just shut it down. Look at this. Ring Magazine highlights. No video available. All right. The Zone, where I was watching it earlier. Damn, that means I don't even get to watch it again? I should have fucking recorded that shit somehow. There was some decent fucking fights on there, bro. I still wanted to talk about and show you. I don't know them shits off the dome. Damn. Look, Battle in the Kingdom, BoxRaw Sparring Club. No video available, bro. They got the call, man. It's crazy. I'm telling you, you gotta move right with the USA Boxing, bro. You can't just be throwing shows. I mean, look when we started Border Wars. You know, it took us a while to get to where now Border Wars is with the amateurs. It was always the way, you know what I mean? But you got to do things the right way because you will get that call, bro. And we were doing it. We were doing it, but another way. But they're doing that at such a big stage. Of course you're going to get the call real fast. Something happened where USA Boxing or the amateur boxing committees that are involved right now. I mean, look, I'm probably speaking out of the air, so to speak. But no, what else could have happened? What else? Why would you take down the sparring? Why would you take all this down? Why? You understand? You showed it on live TV. Everybody was watching it, and now nowhere to be found on any of the channels, which was the Ring and the Zone. Now I want to see if they've taken everything out. Remember, there was another one a month ago. Let's see what happened here. Gone. Oh my God, a month ago, gone. So they just made them take down everything. Take it all down. This was a month ago, y'all. Check out the highlights from BoxRaw. This was a month ago. This was 2 hours ago on the highlights. All right. Gone. Nada. Isn't available. What else? Sparring Club, Dog City. What's this? This is the Sparring Club. This happened when? This happened a month ago. Gone. All this is gone. Battle in the Kingdom, right? This just happened right now. Gone. I think if we go back and we look at all the BoxRaw sparring, this might all be gone. Gone. Let's just go to the BoxRaw. Matter of fact, we're going to subscribe. I don't know why we ain't subscribed to the BoxRaw. We're going to subscribe because we show support. You know what I'm saying? We understand the business over here at the Boxing Biz, champ. But this is some crazy shit. Y'all, man, y'all were doing a good thing with this shit, man. And now take it down. Everything take it down. Takedown boys on the loose right now. Look at this channel, nice and set up. Let's see what we got over here, videos. They took down all the videos, champy. I don't even see BoxRaw Sparring Club even here anymore. I mean, maybe it wasn't on this channel, right? Maybe it was just all on the Zone. But if we go on the Zone, then we probably find the same thing. Just all the videos taken down. Derek Chisora was enjoying it. Let's see if this one's up. Okay, the shorts. Oh, they took out the shorts too. Damn. They hit my motherfucking mans in them with the complete shut it down. Damn, bro. I wonder what it was that caused this to be. That's crazy, bro. Everything, even the shorts. They didn't waste no time in getting all that down. Something was going on. Let me see. Sparring Club collection drop. Damn, that shit's out of it's everything's gone. All right, we gotta wait and see, man, what this really turns into, man. We gotta wait and see what this turns into. This was yeah, this was a little crazy, man. Shit. Shout out to everybody tapping in too, man. IG, Facebook, X, and YouTube, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. All right, the little thumbs up button helps a lot, man. Tons. And you know, we get those numbers moving, and we can get into these press conferences. Obviously, start to bring your questions to the fighters, man. You know I've been harping at that. I got to get into these boxing gyms soon, but as I balance life like all the rest of you, it's just timing, man, for me to get in there. But in the meantime, do appreciate you guys helping me build the show and bringing more attention to it, so we can go ahead and get in there and do some cool stuff, get some good interviews. Bro, everything's just taken down, so I don't know what happened. We're gonna wait and see what happened exactly. And they made the zone, the ring, and everybody else that had it to take it down. Sparring Club was pretty dope this morning. I don't know what could have happened. I know one guy got knocked down like twice or three times, but it wasn't that serious. So I don't know if it's something that has to do with safety. Hopefully they had the right headgear on. In the amateurs, one thing that's huge is that headgear, especially the back of the headgear. It has to have a certain type of padding. It has to be USA certified as well. So I don't know if that was something that they did or were using. And again, I don't know if the fighters are. See, if any of those fighters were amateur fighters, then they can't be fighting outside of USA Boxing. They can't do that. That was and even though it's under like the sparring kind of thing, it's just I don't know the legalities of it, but there's certain things that can kind of clash against each other when the USA Boxing starts to ask, like, okay, well, what are you? Because we don't know what kind of fighters were actually sparring. Were they professional fighters? Were they amateur fighters? If they were amateur fighters and they were fighting, technically they're fighting, right? Even though you could call it a sparring session, there's something that there's a loophole, or there's a stone wall there that they're running into, because for you to take down all your shit, you must have ran into a stone wall. Something in the legalities of it on how they conducted that show, man. Something must have happened. You just don't take down all that content for no reason, bro. We're talking about thousands of people watching, right? I mean, there's so many people that were watching. Thank you. Just drank a little water. Sorry, guys. So yeah, we'll see what exactly happens with that, man. Shit. Let me see. Yeah, that's all I got. I can't get anything else. Wonder what's the reason, though. I wonder if anything's popping up too. Something always breaks on the social media. Shout out to my boy JFD Gene. I said the whole thing. So now, shout out to JD, man. Bro. Cannot believe they just shut down that sparring club like that. That shit crazy. Damn, got me spelling champ the wrong way. Champ, gotta correct that shit. You know how we do over here. All right, if you didn't catch the show earlier, remember we went through the bets for the ProBox TV card tonight. All right, so make sure you go back and look at the program. If you're just tapping in with us now, you can go ahead and start it from the beginning if you want. We covered all our bets for tonight's fights. Hopefully we make some money. And I guess we could wait around for 3 o'clock for the actual weigh-in. You know what I mean? And come back and maybe do the show that way. And yeah, we can go back and do it that way. All right. Man, but then I should just come back. I do need some breakfast, y'all. You know, I didn't even have breakfast. I didn't have breakfast or lunch. You know, Doomatron. I always take care of the ship for myself. And plus, that intermittent fasting is not too bad either. I guess I could come back with a post show, but damn, all the thumbnails got me with the weigh-in. I guess I'll come back with the weigh-in. All right, yeah, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll get some lunch, guys, and I'll come back with the weigh-in show, and then that way we can, kind of tap into what we're seeing with Moses. Now, I guess I'll say it after. Oh my God, I guess I'll say it now, or maybe I won't. You know what? I'm not gonna break this because maybe you guys got a wind of it. Maybe you didn't, but I guess in anticipation for the 3:00 show, I guess you guys can go ahead and just sit with this in your minds, right? So supposedly, Shannon Briggs also was talking about this a little bit. So Moses Itamo being knocked down in sparring, so something to talk about, right? And by who, we don't know. Doesn't matter. We don't know. I know there was a Lawrence Okoli interview out there on Seconds Out that he talked a little bit about it with the reporter. He had a good take on it. Doesn't really matter. Guys get knocked down in sparring all the time and then go out there and thrash people. You know what I'm saying? So not a real big deal. But we'll come back for the 3:00 weigh-in for Moses Itama versus Dillian White. We'll continue on talking about the card a little bit. And, of course, we'll have a later evening show, too, for the Better Betting Show for the Itama versus White matchup for tomorrow. Okay, so we got boxing tonight, 7 o'clock. So, damn, that Better Betting Show has got to be before 8 o'clock. So expect the betting show for tomorrow's fights to be before 8. Okay, maybe look around, way before 8, maybe 6, 7 o'clock. And then the weigh-in show, I should do the weigh-in show with the better. You know what? Okay. I think the Better Betting Show, I could make it like around 4. What do you guys think? 4 o'clock? 4 o'clock. Yeah, it gives me a little more time. Yeah, okay. I think we should come back. Gives me 5 o'clock and 6, 7. I think 5 o'clock will probably be the best to come back. All right, maybe 5 o'clock. Okay, so 5 o'clock we could come back totally. We'll go ahead and watch the weigh-ins on our own, I guess, and then we'll come back and we'll do a post-weigh-in show with our Better Betting Show at 5, okay? We're going to go ahead and aim for that. That way we can take care of business before 8 o'clock's fights and have a little bit of time to eat some dinner, right? That's how it is, guys. Planning out my life around the community and what I can do and be here. So I think that's the best bet for me today, guys. So 5 o'clock, we'll be back with the post Itama and Dillian White, Moses Itama and Dillian White weigh-in show at 5 o'clock. And we'll be included with the Better Betting Show for the actual fight tomorrow, okay? So stay tuned. We have more picks to have on the betting shows. Hopefully you guys caught this show from the beginning. This is the Better Betting Show for ProBox TV card tonight at 8 o'clock in Lakeland, Florida. So stay tuned to the ProBox TV YouTube channel tonight. We cover the bets. So if you didn't catch them, go back and look at them, all right? It's worth a shot. And remember, don't lose your shirts. I know this we were supposed to wait into the weigh-in show, but Doomatron got to get some food, y'all. So I'll be back with another one on the post-weigh-in show and betting show for the Itama White card. All right. Let's see if we leave anybody else. And remember, if you guys want to tap in before we go, you can tap in with the StreamYard link that I put up on the chat. And if not, you can also call in. We still have to get some of our social media platforms squared out, like X. We still haven't opened up our spaces. Looking for anybody that's wanting to help grow the show. Got some wrenches to give out. Oop, reminder, yeah, I got to send the wrench out to Eric Cruz. Shout out to Eric, man. He'll be fighting in the White Collar Boxing Show in England. So hopefully, man, I'm still, listen, after today, I think I'll know if I'm going with you, Eric. So stay tuned, champ. I'll probably be reaching out to you. if I'm going to be able to make it to the UK. Anybody from the UK, man, I'll let y'all know if I'm going to be out there. You know, the Boxing Biz will be out there in the UK, and we'll see what we can do out there since, you know, all this. And remember, this is a UK in September. It's not now. I wish I would have been able to go this weekend to the shows and, you know, be a part of that, but nothing to happen. All right, we'll be back 5 o'clock post weigh-in show and the betting show. Champ, we out here. Let me see, nobody else. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Appreciate y'all. Keep telling a friend to tell a friend about the show. Hit the like button. You do more than what you think when you click it, man. Champ.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.